is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Subscribe if you are new. Today we are doing something super fun and we are going to be talking about the law of attraction / manifesting, books you need to get into it if you don't know what it is, or if you're already into it, you know what it is, you just want to find out more about it. These are books that will help you along the way. Every book that I felt like either introduced me to what it was or like introduced me to a new set of ideals that I didn't know before. So yeah, grab a cup of coffee or a snack, come chill for a little bit, and let's get chatting. So first one I felt like had to be said is The Secret. I don't physically have that book with me. Also, if you see me looking down, I'm looking at my iPad because I wrote some notes. But The Secret is your guide to finding out what the law of attraction is and how you can use it. So if you don't know what the law of attraction is, basically it says that anything you put out into the universe comes back your way, positive or negative. So if you put out positive thoughts into the universe, then positive things will come your way. If you put out negative things into the universe, negative things will come your way. I feel like The Secret is the best one that explains what frequencies are and just how the law of attraction started and different aspects of your life that you can use it. But I really think that if you don't know what frequencies are, that like The Secret is your go-to guide to kind of figuring out like how everything has a frequency, like how people have frequencies, items have frequencies. I think that The Secret lays it all out, and I know it's gotten some criticism for being like a little like woo-woo and like, you know, a little out there, but I think that if you start there and you have an open mind and you're reading it, you know, with an open mind, then I don't think it's that far off. So yeah, that's The Secret. Definitely recommend if you are new to the law of attraction. That will be your guide to everything you need to know. Next up, we have got You Are a Badass. I talked about this in one of my like books that changed my life video, but this book, if you are the kind of person who doesn't want to read The Secret, or like, you know, you want more of like an everyday type of language, Jen, she, like, obviously from the title of this book you can tell You Are Badass, she just talks in like the way that you would talk to a friend, you know, like I've kind of got a potty mouth and I curse sometimes, and she curses in this book, so I feel like it was like I was like a friend was telling me about this. But I think her book talks more about how to love the life that you're living already, and you know, how to be grateful for things that maybe you didn't realize before, and just like how gratitude is a superpower, you know, and when you look for the good in life, the good gets better, you know. And I think that that's why gratitude journals are such a huge thing. You know, when you write down like 3 things that you're grateful for every day, you know, they're being thankful for the things that they already do have. In return, you're opening up yourself to receive more good things. She also talks a lot about like love-based thinking instead of fear-based thinking. And I think that that is also like an important aspect of the law of attraction, because when you think that like everything is kind of happening for you instead of against you, even like things like shit happens. And I think that it depends on your mindset how you get over those things, if that makes sense. That's like my 2 cents. That's probably not in the book, I don't know. But I did read this like 3 years ago or 2 years ago. But one thing that I really enjoyed about this book was her talking about limiting beliefs, because that was something that I had never learned of before. And limiting beliefs are just like your subconscious thoughts about yourself, you know, and it's basically like saying like, oh, I don't deserve a good job, or I don't deserve a good boyfriend, I don't deserve a good friend. You get the gist. Like all like the negative things that you kind of think about yourself, but you don't even realize that you think about yourself, are limiting beliefs. But in this book, she kind of talks about how to turn those limiting beliefs around and how to like wire your brain to think differently, which leads me into my next book, because this one I feel like she touches on it but doesn't really go into how to change your entire mindset. You know, I think that in this book she gives you the skills, but obviously in order to actually change your life, you have to take action or else nothing's gonna change. So that is why I recommend The Power of Now, because in this book, I feel like really talks about your mindset and just how you view life in general. This one I feel like is more spiritual than the other ones. Well, I guess The Secret's kind of spiritual, but You Are a Badass is not really that spiritual. But this one I feel like talks about more of like your existence as a whole and like your ego, and this one's not like a light read, you know, like it's more of a, you kind of have to sit with this one and take it in as you go and not really like rush through it. Like this one took me a solid like month to get through, and I'm a pretty fast reader because I just think that it was a lot, you know, because like when you think about, his whole point is that like you are not your thoughts. Like your thoughts are just there, but they don't define you. And I think that when I first learned about the law of attraction, it was like your thoughts become your reality, which is true. Like when you think positive things, you know, that's the energy that you're putting out and it comes back to you. But I think that the mind is not always, it doesn't always listen to you, you know? Like I think your mind I mean, obviously we all know, your mind's probably wondering right now, like your mind is sometimes like out of your control and it thinks negative thoughts. Like you can be a super positive person and still think negative thoughts, you know what I mean? And I think that his whole point was that like you can separate yourself from your thoughts and like noticing that like, okay, I don't have to think that anymore. Like, I don't know, he explains it way better than I can ever explain it, but that's why I think it's worth the read. Another thing that he talks about in this book that I loved was a meditation, and I'm not gonna try to explain the meditation because I will not do a good job, I just know it, but he does a great job of just like teaching you how to kind of control and calm your mind, because I think another big thing about the law of attraction is control. And I think that I mean, I still struggle with all of this stuff. Like I'm not telling you this as I'm some like, you know, guru or whatever. Like I'm human too, and like this stuff is still hard, but these books make it easier. And just kind of like they lay it out for you, but I mean, it's still like things I think I have to constantly think about like on a daily basis. So yeah, it's kind of like an exercise for your brain, you know, like you're strengthening it over time, but it's not gonna be fixed in one go, you know? So anyway, highly recommend The Power of Now. Next up, we have got a more practical book, I feel like, The Success Principles. He talks, like, first of all, this book is freaking hefty, and he talks more about how to apply these kind of like universal rules like the law of attraction and manifesting and stuff like that, but into a more everyday kind of like workplace vibe, you know? Obviously it's called The Success Principles, so it's like how to get from where you are to where you want to be. And what I enjoyed about this book is that he takes these things that you learn about when you learn about like the law of attraction, like visualization and like vision boards. Like he talks about that in this book, and I'm such a visual person, I feel like, that vision boards work the best for me because they're just fun and like they're fun to like put together and stuff. But he talks about that, and then he just also talks about how to get over your own fears and, you know, just like stuff that's holding you back from achieving like what you actually want to do in life, and kind of how to get over yourself in a way, you know? Like put aside all the negative things you think about yourself and build on the positive aspects of what you want out of life and what you see in yourself, and just how to turn that into your own success. Also, I think what he does a good job is teaching you how to pinpoint exactly what you want out of life, because I think the thing with manifesting is that it's way easier to manifest when you know exactly what you want. Sorry, my family's in the kitchen, so you can hear them. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, I think it's way easier to just like make a list of things that you want out of life. Like I have a bucket list. I also have this like, I'll show you guys. It's very long. I'm gonna try to, yeah, you can't really see it. But yeah, that's like my list. I like separate it into like my career goals, my life goals, and then my relationship goals. So, and it's pretty cute. And it's just like fun to just like write down like anything you could possibly want in life. And it's like actually cool getting to see you like eventually cross it off. Like I started a bucket list when I was like 16 or maybe, and I've crossed out like a good chunk of some stuff that I was, you know, hoping I would, but you never really know. I think that's also another key in manifesting, is being very specific with your goals. Last one I'm gonna talk about today is a shorter one, more fun, less law of attraction-y, and more of living the life that you wanna live instead of the one that you think you should live, if that makes sense. The Art of Non-Conformity. I freaking love this book. Damon Dominique on YouTube recommended this book in one of his videos, and I was like, I gotta read it because I love him and I love everything he does. And this one is just great for just kind of teaching you how to think outside the box and not be held down by like what society thinks is normal, you know what I mean? A thing that I like about this book is saying how everyone is kind of on their different timeline, and you don't have to be in this box of like the societal timeline of graduating and then getting a job and getting married, having kids. You know, like you don't necessarily have to do it in that order. You can do it however you want, you know, because I think that this book almost allows you to think beyond like the conventional way of thinking and how to live in a world where you make your own rules kind of a deal, which I love. Cause like, I'm like, heck yeah, I wanna make my own rules. I love this book. It was a fun, easy breezy read. It was not like hefty like this one, hefty. This one, fun. You could read this before you go to bed type of book that won't stress you out. Like I think it's more of setting goals without judgment. You know, without judging yourself for your own goals. I think that fear gets in the way of a lot of, you know, like wanting to achieve big things is scary. And you know what also I like about this book is that he started the book by saying like, and I'm gonna read you guys this one part of the book, okay? It goes, important, I do not want to waste your time. Before we go any further, I want to make sure I don't waste your time. To make sure this book will be useful to you, I'm going to make a number of assumptions right here at the beginning. The assumptions are based on the following 4 principles. 1, you must be open to new ideas. 2, you must be dissatisfied with the status quo. 3, you must be willing to take personal responsibility. And 4, you must be willing to work hard. Most people who have fundamentally changed the world have done so through the use of all these principles. Let's look at each one in more details before going on. So yeah, I like how he doesn't just assume that everyone should live under his, you know, principles or rules, whatever. But I'd say it's definitely an interesting read if you do feel like you are sick of the status quo and you just wanna not conform to society's norms, you know? So that is all for my list. I hope you guys enjoyed me just chatting about the law of attraction, manifesting. Let me know how you guys use it in your everyday lives, if you believe in it, you know? Give me your opinions in the comments. I wanna hear from you guys. So yeah, don't forget to like this video. Mwah. I will see you guys later. Have a fabulous day.